up Instagram. We are going to just get started here. We'll let Facebook connect. It always takes a little bit longer. Or Meta, whatever we are now. Okay, so awesome, guys. What is up? Where did we go? There we are. What's up, everybody? I am Casey. I am so thankful that you guys have joined us today. We have a special Freestyle Friday today. We have a guest with us. Her name is Glory Watts.
Hello.
And she is from My Labs Direct. So we're really excited to just see what she has to say about her business. And I'm just going to interrogate her for a little while and let you guys hear all about what they do, who they are. They're a fellow neighbor business, and we just want to get to know them and what services they provide that can benefit you guys. So first of all, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Super kind of you to
exciting.
super kind of you to take time out of your Friday. I know it's Easter weekend. You are filled with children and I'm sure activities, but we're really glad to have you. So first of all, I guess let's just talk about My Labs Direct. Let's hear about kind of like the creation. How did you get into business and like what gave you a passion about this?
Well, first of all, Casey, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm really hoping I have the chance to meet a lot of you folks. So My Labs Direct, we do blood wellness testing. A lot of people don't really know what that is. They think that they have to go to the doctor to get any blood work done to find out what's happening in their body. They think they have to go through insurance or they need a doctor's order to do it. But actually, you can empower yourself to go get blood work done and find out what's happening in your own body without having to go to the doctor. My Labs Direct offers of such a huge variety of tests. I mean, during COVID, we were just swamped with COVID testing. I mean, running thousands of tests a day. We're actually partnered with Baylor University and tested all of their faculty, their students. So we are all about helping the public, helping people stay healthy, helping people stay empowered and informed about what's happening in their bodies, how to achieve their overall best health and well-being.
Which is great because that's exactly what we do, right? We just are talking about two different kind of platforms for you guys to be able to, make sure that your blood work and what's going on inside of your body is also, equivalent to what we're doing in the gym on the outside, right? So it's really cool because some of the services that are offered, I think, are just so beneficial to keep your eye on, right? So I definitely want to talk to you about some of who you help and what are some of the services. So like, I guess from a perspective of who do you guys serve?
So a lot of times people are feeling like, hey, I'm getting back into working out, or I'm trying to eat right. I'm actually finally taking care of my body. And they might be still experiencing symptoms of like fatigue, or they're tired, or, issues with mood changes, weight changes that they don't really understand. And knowing what's happening in your body with your blood, you can actually see if you're deficient in certain vitamins, if your hormones are out of balance, because those have a huge impact in how, you build muscle while you go to the gym. It impacts how you sleep at night. It impacts how you think, how you feel, which then impacts every part of your life. So for those people who, we work with chiropractors, we work with physicians' offices, we love doing pop-up events with gyms, really and truly just trying to help educate people and empower people about their own health and wellness, and having options other than, I go get my blood drawn once a year from my physician. That really gives you such a limited menu of what's happening in your body, where we provide real extensive menus. To get more specific, we offer, like, people who are working out, a lot of men need to know, they want to check their testosterone, women as well. That's really important. So we test testosterone, hormone health, all the vitamins in your body, if where your levels are at, if you're deficient or not. And then, so a lot of these things just impact, and obviously your heart health, cholesterol, just all these different things that could, your glucose levels, things that impact the way your body performs and functions. And having that insight and knowledge about what's happening in your body actually gives you the power then to make appropriate changes to make you feel better and do better overall.
So it's pretty cool the way that they have their packages set up, because there is kind of maybe your family has heart health issues, right? And your genealogy. So you're like, okay, well, I should probably just keep that, upkeep going. They have a specific plan for just heart health tests. They also have a women's complete wellness, men's complete wellness. So let's kind of go over the complete wellness one, which is basically the mega
thing. Yeah.
Right.
So we have the complete package. I mean, the way we have our menu set up, you can just check your thyroid, you can check your testosterone, you can check, all the hormones, you can check different basic nutrition and lifestyle risks in your body. And then Casey was saying, we offer, women's and men's complete wellness, which includes all of the heart health, thyroid,
okay,
testosterone,
so that's all included in that
lifestyle
wellness.
risk. Yes,
cool.
Everything, immune health, all of it's included in this this package, which gives you this incredible view of your overall health.
Yeah. And it's so important to be able to actually identify, oh, this is what's going on. My thyroid is, messed up. My testosterone is low, or high, or whatever the case. Whenever we're just going through not knowing, it's kind of going in the gym and not having any particular goal. You just kind of I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This, I think, helps people to really get an insight. Okay, this is where I need to be working on. This is something that needs to get corrected. I'm deficient here. And then in turn, you're getting sleep benefits, and, you're feeling better. Your recovery is better. There's so many benefits, and that just perfectly go in line with what you're doing in the gym as well. So that's just it's really amazing. How often do you recommend that people come and retest?
Depending on what you're testing, I mean, some people that are wanting to check thyroid regularly or testosterone, it's every 3 months, 6 months, depending on, where your levels are at. I know several people that check their testosterone every 3 months.
Yeah.
And then for thyroid, maybe once every 6 months. Some of these things, especially when you're dealing with cortisol levels, which really impact inflammation in your body, knowing where those are at pretty regularly is important, because as we know, so many health issues stem from inflammation, and cortisol impacts inflammation immensely. And I think, it's incredible to me that people that, you assume it could be my hormones. There's so many things it could be, and then surprisingly, sometimes it's a vitamin deficiency. I've met people that found out they were deficient in vitamin B and started taking a vitamin B supplement, only to find out that their body wasn't absorbing vitamin B. And people don't realize, actually, or there's a lot of people out there that don't realize that vitamin B greatly impacts your body and the way it functions inside. And so if your body's not absorbing vitamin B, then it's just going to be a whole chain reaction. She was always in a brain fog, felt dizzy all the time. She did not feel like herself. And it wasn't until she had this full panel completed that she realized what the issue was and then was able to actually take action.
Sure.
And now she can absorb the vitamin B and she feels like a completely different person. Mm-hmm. So
as far as how often, it's really just based upon each individual kind of their risks, or what you probably find in the first testing, right?
Absolutely. So having that first test is that baseline. You have something to go off of. You have something to measure. And and then from there, if it's 3 months or 6 months, you can measure that compared to that first baseline test that you had performed. Yeah. And, Casey and I, you and I were talking about how there are so many people that have spent, decades of their lives just so focused on their families, focused on raising children, focused on their careers, and they haven't had a chance to really put their health first. And a lot of these folks are going to the gym and making their health a priority. And it can be very confusing sometimes because you're like, wait, I'm going to the gym, I'm eating healthy, I'm making these changes finally in my life. And why am I tired still? Like, why is my weight changing? Why am I fatigued?
Or not losing weight.
Why am I not losing weight? Yeah. Why is my mood all over the place? And like having that full, complete picture of what's happening in your body, you can get that through a blood test.
It's so amazing how things have just transformed because, when you're 20 and you start working out, it's like, oh, everything's great. I'm back to normal. Now that we are, I think primarily our clientele, I would say like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. There's other things that fall into place, there's other things to look at. And now it's so cool that we have like the science to be able to put it down on paper and say, hey, this is what my baseline looks like. I see that I'm deficient here. And then where you can attack in addition to eating healthy and working out and sleeping and doing these other things that you've already implemented. And this is like, you don't really have to it's not like going to the gym, you can just go do it and then, be done with it for a few months. So that's also nice. Yeah. So tell me about where you guys are located and how people can get in touch with you, how they set up their first appointment.
Okay. So great question, because we have a variety of ways. We are located in Plano and also Farmers Branch. We also offer mobile concierge. We have several of our clients that prefer to have just someone come to their home so they can stay in the comfort of their own home, or even at work or the soccer field. We really pride ourselves in being able to be very high touch and convenient and be able to go and offer people that service of just coming to them to have this service done. So we can either come to you or you can come to our Plano location, our Farmers Branch location. It's all on our website, mylabsdirect.com. Or we are constantly at pop-up events. So I'll be here this Friday, or sorry, this
it's at the end of the month.
It's the 30th.
The end of the month.
That's another event I have.
Test week. Test week. She will be here to give you guys information directly. But please feel free to ask. We have information up at the front of the gym as well. When they set up an appointment, do they do that through your website?
Yes, you can set up an appointment through our website. You can call the number on the website. Yeah. There's multiple ways you can do that. Send a carrier
pigeon. I need an appointment now.
Yeah, and when we're here the 30th.
Yeah.
If people want to come ready, if you guys are ready to start taking action on your health, clearly people are coming to the gym and making those big changes and making this new normal and putting their health first, which is one of the best gifts you can give to yourself and to your family.
Yes.
And so if people are ready to have a look inside their body and see what's going on and they have questions, we're going to be here, and I'm so excited. I'm really passionate about helping people feel empowered about their own health and getting on track to the best they've ever felt.
Yeah, and I love this business because it's just so in line with what we believe as a business. So it's just a great natural way to check that inside, check those levels, This has like been so interesting, and as she's giving me the information, I'm like, ooh, I want that. Like, I want to know. I want to know what my cortisol level is. I want to know, how my levels are, so that I can be better and know where to attack instead of just blindly guessing. And it's like walking through a dark room, right?
You don't have to guess.
Just turn on the lamp.
Exactly. This is so available, so ready, and so easy and simple to do. And like something else you and I talked about was like, you can totally skip going to the waiting room at the doctor's office, where often you're sitting with sick people or exposing yourself to other things. Like, you don't need to do that. You don't need a doctor's order to be able to find out what's happening with your blood, what's happening inside your body. And you don't have to go to a waiting room and, pay a doctor visit fee. You can come right to the source and be empowered that way.
Yeah, I love that you guys offer the mobile service as well. That's so convenient. A lot of our members are, working and business owners or just have a lot of kids and are busy. So that's super, super convenient as well. So guys, if you have comments or questions, please feel free to leave them. We will definitely go back and answer them. But I am so thankful to have had you.
This is so fun to be here.
I know. Girl, you need to come work out.
I know. I'm excited. I'm going to come try this out.
Yeah.
Well, I would just say that, we have testimonials of folks that, just even the little things like there was a woman that she found out she was deficient in vitamin D. She said she was angry all the time, tired all the time. And when she found out like her testosterone levels and vitamin D levels were off and what she had to do to fix that, she said she feels like she's gotten her life back. She finally feels like herself again. And that's, I think, the number one thing I hear from people is that they finally feel like themselves again.
Oh, that's nice.
Being able to have that type of information about your health to make necessary changes to feel like you again, to feel like the best you've ever felt, which is really the best gift you can give yourself, especially for all these people who have really been so focused on careers and families. It's time to take care of you.
Yeah. So also, whenever they come in, like, is there like a questionnaire that they're filling out of like, these are some of my symptoms, or do you just kind of go over that verbally, or is this like noted to themselves, like, hey, this is how I was feeling, and like, how does that process work?
Well, so typically, because if we offer this complete wellness package, which covers pretty much anything that would be causing any type of symptoms. So because it's hormone health, heart health, vitamins and minerals in your body, all the things, those are questions they definitely can come and ask, and I'd be more than happy to speak to anyone about, really and truly, just getting this main package. Obviously they can decide which ones they want, but absolutely, they can come and ask questions. There's not a questionnaire, but we have a whole menu of tests that we can talk about and see what's the best fit and right test for each individual.
Yeah. So we're being asked for the URL of your website. So is mylabsdirect.com?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. www.mylabs, plural, direct.com. mylabsdirect.com.
So do you have any other testimonies of, clients that you've served that, have just had a turnaround in some way?
Yeah, so there's several actually. One that comes to mind the most is this friend that was just feeling like she was always dizzy, that she was having a hard time sleeping. She was having a really hard time losing weight, but doing all the same things that she'd always done, and she didn't understand what was going on. And there was days that she couldn't even get off the couch. And she said she had gone to her doctor, and they'd given her a blood test, but it was just a very, very basic blood test. and didn't really tell them a whole lot. And she said, it wasn't until she was able to get this complete wellness and actually look at everything that she was able to see at a more granular level what was happening inside her body. And then some of the changes were really, really small and subtle, but it's interesting how just if there's one small thing off in your body, it can have an incredibly large impact.
Absolutely.
So finding out what that was and making that change gave her life back.
That's
and
awesome.
Made her feel incredible, and she's feeling better than she's ever felt.
That's great. And it's funny too, because whenever we go to the doctor and we get our blood tests, you're probably not asking the question, what are you testing? Like some of you don't even know what is being tested, because different doctors' offices, to my understanding, test different things. So you're not always getting your hormones checked. You're not always getting, your thyroid checked. Like they may or may not include that in the series of testing. So this is great because you actually know, okay, like line item, here's everything that is getting tested. Here's where my baseline is. Here's where my levels are. Here's what I need to do. And then you can go back and revisit those same exact tests. And just like we compare and we test 1-rep maxes, or we test certain benchmark workouts like we will for test week, it's the same thing, but just for your blood. So it's a great measure to have to help you become successful and like a peace of mind. Right? Like, that everything is in line and good.
Right. Well, and another thing I wanted to add, we get asked this question all the time. People say, how will I get my results? And how will I know, if my levels are off or not?
Right.
And so when you register for a test, your email that you put in when you register for whatever test you decide, your results will go to that email, and your results are in a user-friendly, beautiful way that you can actually see and understand what the results are. You're given a reference range of this is the normal levels, and this is where you are within this reference range. And if you're outside of it here or outside of it there, even down to the color, like, it'll be red if there is something that's outside of the reference range. So it makes it very easy to read, very easy to comprehend, understand. And so that's a question we get asked a lot. I think people are like, hey, well, now I've had my blood drawn, and I'm going to get results. Like, how do I know how to read them, how to look at them? And
a lot of places don't offer that. It's like it is not easy to read. You're like, okay, I don't know what to do with this information. So it's very, very nice that it is user friendly. So Tim is saying that his doctor said he needed to exercise more and drink orange juice. He said it was wait and see approach, so deficient in vitamin C. So the cool thing, I think, Tim, is that you're gonna know like I'm telling you, the line item, it's probably, what is that, like 30 or 40 different areas that are getting tested. So it's pretty cool to be able to just identify like a grocery list. Here's this. I mean, it just really line items everything out for you.
Can I ask Timothy a question?
Yeah, go for
it. Timothy, are you going to come on the 30th? Will I get to meet you?
Yeah, you should come up here.
Does he work out here?
Where do you work out, Tim?
Well, Timothy, you should come see us. I think that's great. Exercise more, drink orange juice. Those are great things. Definitely things that'll help improve your life.
Yeah.
But I would love to meet you and answer any questions you have.
Yeah, we got some people asking on the IG too. So we will I'll plug that in for you guys here in just a second on the comments. I'll plug it in for you, the website. But the website's real clean, and you'll be able to see all of the different services that are provided, and obviously all the contact information is on there as well.
Well,
just waiting on you, Tim. Waiting on you.
Well, I am so happy to be able to talk to you about this. This is something
Yes.
I'm very passionate about, very excited about. I see it change people's lives. I love that it gives people access to their health, gives
Yeah.
access, people access to how to make those kinds of changes.
Yeah.
And so I think, the best gift you can give yourself is being healthy, empowering yourself to take action to live that best life. And, it all starts with having that complete picture of health. So, yeah, you're exercising, maybe you're eating right and sleeping good. What's happening in your body?
Yeah.
And when you have all of those, then that's your best chances at success and feeling healthy and great.
Yeah, I think that the services are awesome. I love your business. You're so sweet. Thank you for taking your time out to be with us today.
Well, thank you so much. It was
Yeah.
a pleasure to be here, and I'm really excited to be here on the 30th to meet some
Yeah,
of your
me
folks.
too. Me too. So, yeah, remember, guys, test week. On Saturday, we have our big extravaganza DJ, and then we have different vendors that come out. So, Glory will be here to answer all of your personal questions. Even if you don't gym here, you can still come here and get information, meet her in person. Y'all, she's awesome, and she loves people just like we do. So it's very cool that we have these different businesses, but they're so like-minded. So definitely check them out.
Yeah.
Check them out, and thank you for being
You're
with
welcome.
us.
And I wanted to say, and if you're feeling brave and want to have your blood drawn the day we're here, we're ready for it. It takes a couple minutes.
Love it.
Super easy. And so if you're ready for it, if you're ready to get started,
Do they need to be fasted?
yes. I mean, if
Okay.
you guys, I see that your event is early in the morning. I don't think most people will be eating a big breakfast before they come.
Yeah.
So, I mean, coffee's fine, water's fine.
Okay.
So, and then, they can come here, do their fit test.
Cool.
Meet the folks here, get their blood drawn if they want to, and then go celebrate after with a big
love
breakfast.
it. I love it. Well, thank you again.
You're so
it was a
welcome.
pleasure. Guys, you can subscribe. We have our YouTube channel. Obviously, if you're watching on Facebook, Instagram. Thank you guys for being here today. And Glory, we will see you on test week.
Yay!
So
I'm excited.
excited.
Excited
Okay.
to come back. Okay, well, thanks again.
Okay, where's my mouse? It's gone. This is welcome to the Thunderdome, where technology.
where the real fun happens.
Look, there's no mouse. I guess we'll just be live forever. I'll plug in your URL to Instagram. My Labs Direct. It's spaced it, but you'll get. It's spaced it, but you'll get the gist. So,
There
hey
it is.
guys, have a great day. We will see you next
Yes,
week.
happy Friday, happy weekend.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Yes,
Y'all have a
happy
great
Easter.
weekend. See you later. Okay, let me end this. Just 1 second. Make sure this is ended all the way. We're still live.
Oh, are we really? Oh,